Hi guys, welcome back. So this next session I am doing to continue the sessions on the Let's Heal the Multiple Layers of Trauma. Um, Yesterday I sort of just went into, a little about, why we have this rooted issues or whatever. So I'm going to just continue the wherever I left off. And remember, if you can get a hold of a journal and just make notes and use whatever is helpful to you to continue your healing process, that really helps a lot. Okay, so the struggles that we struggle with, right? The the multiple layers of trauma that we must heal. We have different issues. Everybody's struggling with a lot of things. It could be I don't know, just there's so many, I don't even know where to start, but I just listed a few just to go into what we're dealing with. So whatever your struggle is, be it self-doubt, negative criticism, negative self-judgment, self-sabotage, addiction of whatever, just anything, guilt, regret, low self-esteem, lack of motivation, identity crisis, emotional suppression, fear of rejection, loneliness, isolation, overthinking, comparing yourself to others, suicidal thoughts, sexual trauma, mental, emotional trauma, just whatever mental health issue, rejection, fear of failure, etc., etc. I mean, the list goes on. I just listed a few just to, set a base on what I'm continuing to speak about. Just whatever painful struggle that you're going through needs to be healed and spoken about, right? And I was talking about on my prior video that all our issues, all our inner struggles, most of us, I think we are conscious that they are based out of fear. But I think that all of our inner struggles have this rooted inner wound within us, right? That not only stems from fear, but also it flourished due to rejection, be it self-rejection or rejection of others towards us from our early childhood life, from our early childhood years. So most of our issues that we struggle with are based out of our childhood rejection, however or whatever way, shape, and form that took place in our lives. It doesn't matter if you're struggling with any of these inner issues that I just named, and like I said, the list goes on. I mean, we have a humongous list of all kinds of inner issues that we struggle through, that we sometimes don't understand why we're going through what we're going through. And our main source of pointing out why we're going through this is we automatically point towards another person. Yes, and I'm not saying that other people don't give you trauma, because that's why we struggle, with all these issues. But now that you are struggling with these issues, now it's your responsibility. It's your self-accountability. You are self-accountable for you to balance these issues, for you to deal with these issues, because you're the one struggling with the inner issue within you. Nobody else is struggling through it. I mean, somebody else might be struggling with a similar situation, that you are, but it's not exactly the same because everybody's journey is different, right? So you examining yourself, why you're going through what you're going through, you have to dissect that inner wound within you. Why am I going through this? And don't be so quick to point out, oh, well, I'm going through this because of what that person did to me. Okay. Like I said, I'm not defending anything or anybody, but the main idea here is that you are accountable for yourself now. You are fully, completely responsible to heal your inner, whatever wound that you have, whatever, inner pain that you're going through, whatever issue that you're struggling through. It is your full responsibility to heal it. You are fully, completely, 100% accountable for yourself. So it's in your power to heal it now. So whatever your inner struggle is, as painful as it is, you must go deeply within and dissect to the very core of your core. You must go within and go all the way back to your childhood, because the root of the issue stems from something that you went through your childhood. It gets a hold, it gets really rooted. It's like it wraps this negative energy of whatever issue you're going through. It grows these, and I'm going to try to describe it the best way I can, but spiritually it grows these like tentacles. It's these like vine, like roots. You know how the whatever plants, you know how they have roots and how they grow and coil around each other. That's how these issues that you're dealing with, every struggle that you're struggling with, that's how these issues grow into your soul. And they grab on so tight and coil around you in every area of your life. And I'm talking about at a soul level. They grow this, they are deeply rooted in a very specific area of your childhood life, where you went through some type of rejection, where you went through some type of trauma during your childhood. This is why it's so hard to deal with what you're dealing with. And that's why it's so painful. And sometimes we just, look at the issue at a surface level. And most of the time, the temporary fixes that we find, what do? We run to whatever soothing mechanism, right? But whatever issue you're going through, I guarantee you it's rooted back, all the way back. Even when you started being one tiny cell that split into two, that split into four, that split into however many, I'm not sure how many it splits into. But when you began to be a cell formed and began to form in your mother's womb, that's where it all began. From there, all this rejection started to pile up. And not only that, but also our soul signature brings with it whatever past trauma that we had in our past lifetime. So, it's even more difficult, because it's just like you have these rooted issues that you don't know why you act a certain way towards something. You don't know why you respond a certain way towards some things. Like, I know people that are afraid of water. They're afraid of drowning, or they're afraid of fire. So that, our soul automatically brings in past lifetime trauma, and then it starts piling up some more, when it starts piling up more in the new body that you have now. So all those inner rooted issues that we have, I guarantee you it goes back, all the way back to your childhood years. And sometimes you're going to remember and sometimes you won't. But if you are willing to do the work and you really want to work on yourself, I guarantee you that God, Spirit, however you refer yourself as, to say this entity that gives you your breath, Almighty God, everybody calls it, I guarantee you it will show you exactly where that issue is rooted. If you're serious about your healing, Spirit itself will show you, it will guide you into dissecting whatever area that you need healing. It'll show you exactly where that root is at, and it'll show you how to root it out from the core. So, just whatever issue that you're going through, if you're serious about your healing, you will be guided to heal. But again, all these issues that we go through, all this that I just named a few, they are strongly rooted within us. All our inner struggles, what they do is we build a thick barrier around it. We're programmed to pretend like they're not there most of the time. And when the pain gets so overwhelming, we automatically build a barrier. We build a wall around it where we don't have to feel it so harsh, right? And we can use anything as a barrier. We can use anything as a wall. It's like we automatically go into this protective mode where, and I think part of it is our own soul creates this barrier because the pain gets so overwhelming. You can only take so much pain, right? So your own soul is like, it creates this wall around it or whatever. And then through our human psyche, it's just, we create all kinds of barriers, walls, whatever you want to call them, as a defense mechanism, where we're able to feel safe. And nobody knows this but us, right? Because let's say, again, and I'm going to use myself as an example. When I went through so much trauma, my first response was to protect myself from that, right? But until I healed, the thing was still there. It didn't matter how much I created that barrier, how thick my barrier was, how thick and high my wall was, it was still there. But because of that, the inner struggles, we automatically create this safe protection mode. And we use all kinds of soothing mechanisms, such as, whatever we get addicted to, be it legal or illegal, be it, it could be as innocent as, you just go into this overdoing of something that is so unbalanced, and it might look good and it might be a good thing. But then again, like people pleasing, for instance. When you people please, you're doing good things for other people, right? It's a good thing, right? So, but if you're using that as a soothing mechanism because of the inner wounds that you have, because of whatever issue that you went through or you're going through, it throws the energy off balance. It throws the universal law of the frequency of our energy. It throws it off balance. So you could do so much good unto other people. You're like, well, I'm gonna go help these people, and I'm gonna go do all these, and you turn into Mother Teresa. And in a way, that is so unhealthy. That is not healthy at all, because you're throwing off the balance. You're not doing it, out of just the goodness of your heart, where you're just guided by the Spirit to do so. You do it as I must do this because of your own inner wound that you have, and for you to feel better about it, about the inner struggle. You start pleasing so much unto other people. You start spreading yourself so much unto other people that it becomes very, very, very unhealthy, very off balance, I call it. So that's another protective barrier. That's not using a drug. I mean, that's the only example I can put out here that looks kind of, bad. You're not using, the self-protection mode in a bad way. You're not, because you're doing good things, right? And it's called good. You're doing good for the good of humanity. But when you spread yourself so much onto people pleasing, and that's not healthy. That's very off balance. So just whatever soothing mechanism, that we use that as a feel safe soothing mechanism that we have over this, because we don't heal within ourselves. So the protective barrier that we create for ourselves could be in any way, shape, or form. It don't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't look like a bad thing, but if it brings unbalance to your life, it's not a good thing, you know. So that protective barrier just brings us like a temporary fix, right? You have to do that to feel good within yourself. It's like just a temporary fix. I'm gonna do this to feel better about the issue that I'm struggling with. I'm gonna do that, or and like I said, it don't have to be a bad thing that you're doing, but it does become bad when it's off balance. So the protective barrier that we create due to the issues that we struggle with are basically a temporary fix. It doesn't matter how much good you do out there. If it's just a temporary fix for yourself, you're never going to get a fill, okay? Because you're not dealing with a rooted core issue. You're not healing the core issue. You're just dealing and struggling with that same issue, and you're just soothing it. You're just creating this protective barrier, this temporary fix around the issue. You're not really dealing with the issue. So in dealing with whatever issues that we're struggling with, we must go deeply within again and go all the way back to our childhood, because I guarantee you most of the issues that we as adults struggle with, they are rooted since you were a child. Okay, so to be able to truly heal these, you've really got to be invested in your own healing. You really have to make up your mind and say, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of dealing with it. And you got to be serious. You got to be serious about your own healing. You have to be fully and completely invested in it is where you say, okay, it's not going to matter if I have to hurt a little bit more to heal this, because whenever you go through your healing, you have to regress yourself back into the painful space and root it out from there. So I'm just gonna leave it right there in that area. But for whatever issue that you're struggling with, you must make yourself a goal. You make sure that you set a clear, purposeful, intentional goal on, okay, I want to heal this. And like I said, journaling is going to be very important if you are serious about your healing. Set a clear, purposeful, intentional goal. Okay, I want to heal this. And you go from there. Okay, make sure you are fully invested. Investing in your own healing is the wisest thing you're ever going to do during this lifetime. I know what I'm telling you. And if you don't, do it. I mean, if you don't, you just don't, right? But if you don't invest yourself in healing yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. Okay, nobody else can heal you until you choose to be healed yourself, until you truly choose to be invested in your own healing. So be serious about your healing. Make a goal. Like I said, a clear, intentional goal. Approach your struggle with compassion. Make sure you don't judge yourself so harshly over it, because sometimes we get so frustrated with ourselves, like, oh, why am I still struggling with this? No, be patient with yourself. Approach that struggle and be grateful for it, because it's building up your resilience, even if you don't see it yet. The whole episode of the struggle that you've been struggling with is going to serve you. It's building up your resilience. And I'm not saying that it's okay to struggle, but for so long and so many years, but once you are aware of the issue and you are aware that you must heal it, then you have no excuse not to heal it, right? So make sure you approach it with gentleness, with compassion, and just set a clear goal, small steps. Just take it into little tiny bits. Like, for instance, if I'm struggling with I don't know, let's say fear of failure. Okay, let's say that. So if I'm struggling with that, I make a clear goal. All right, so I'm afraid of failure. grab my journal, make you some notes, and write down your goal. It's a good thing to write down your goal, because that's how you progress and you see your own progress in your own process. So, break down your goal, write down how are you going to do it. You start now, you start today. You don't have to wait on anything. You don't have to wait on anyone. Your healing is waiting for you. You're not waiting for your healing. Your healing is waiting. It's already there. You just have to approach it. You just have to take it. You just have to take action towards it and be fully invested in it, because the energy is already there. It's already waiting for you just to grab it and reach out and go for it. But until you do that, it's never going to happen. So, take that goal, just break it down into, and I'm going to say 3 parts. Okay. One tiny, small action daily. That's it. Start there. Like, today I choose to heal. And this is my goal. I want to heal my, what did I say? My fear of failure. I'm going to take my fear of failure, what's my goal? What's my goal for this issue that I'm struggling with, right? So this is my issue. And then I write down my goal for that issue. I need to overcome this fear of failure. So you start practicing with ease on a daily basis. Just take one tiny step. It's funny how that just came up, because I heard a very old song back in the 80s, I think, early 90s. I'm not sure who sings it, but the song is about every little step I take. It counts, right? So one tiny step every day, every single day. Okay, just move a little bit further every day. Move towards that goal every day. So that's you can practice that, like I said, journaling, and another is being fully aware. And I know mindfulness and awareness has blown out of proportion, that it's losing its freaking meaning. But you being fully aware of your present moment at every moment is very, very, very highly important to overcome whatever issue you're struggling with. Every time your mind starts wandering elsewhere, be it to the past or to the future, bring back your mind into your present moment, into your full awareness of now. And that takes a lot of practice. That takes a lot of energy, and everybody has to do it. Sooner or later, even, the ones that refuse to heal, that's what they're going to have to do. That's the process of healing. You have to become fully aware of your present moment, that you are no longer in the past, that you are no longer, you're not even in the future yet. You're right here, right now. What can you do now to deal with this issue? What can I do now to overcome my fear of failure? Just for now, just for now, just for today. What little step can I take towards that? Okay, so that's just a daily practice at every now moment that you keep working on that goal. The other is growth oriented steps. And this comes after you pull back your awareness, all the time. What's my goal? What's my goal? You create this strategy. Once you pull your awareness back from your mind wandering elsewhere, that's going to build resilience. Okay, so you're going to build more resilience as the days go by, as time goes by. You pulling your awareness back is going to reframe your mind. It's going to reframe the negative thinking. For instance, if I'm so afraid of failure, I automatically go into, well, because of this and if that and if blah blah blah. But me pulling my mind's conscious awareness from the past, from the future, into the now, me constantly pulling myself back into the now, to my full awareness, is going to create resilience. I'm going to get better at reframing my own thoughts about this fear of failure. And it is going to take little steps. You can't jump from here to wherever in the future, right? It has to be in the now. Only in the now moment you can create and you can shift anything. You can shift the past right now. You can create your future right now. That's the only way. So by me pulling my awareness back into that moment, I'm going to create resilience. I'm going to get better at it. My own mind's going to get stronger because I'm going to keep reframing my mind into, that issue that I'm struggling with, right? Where I will come into this moment where I'm no longer afraid of failure. By the time I know it, I'm going to overcome that issue that I'm struggling with. And that's how your healing works with whatever you're struggling with. It doesn't matter what you're struggling with. That's just the process that we all must go through. So the other one is seek supportive connections. If you have support outside of yourself, from other humans, that'll be wonderful. But I don't know about y'all, I haven't had much support. Okay, so if you have no support of another person outside of yourself, create your own support system. You can create your own support system. Just find little ways to remind you, okay, I'm dealing with this. Instead of going in so deep where you start wandering off and then you just completely forget about your goal and what you're working on. That's why I say it's very important for you to be fully invested in your healing, because sometimes you have to create your own support system, be it by daily reminders, anywhere you can see them, any way, shape, or form that you can remind yourself, okay, I'm working on this, and I gotta keep at this. I gotta make my goal just for now, just for today. And then then you can, once you go through certain days, you can make a little bit more effort to make a long-term goal in that area, a broader vision. Okay, since I'm struggling to overcome my fear of failure, but now it's been like, what, I don't know, let's say a few weeks, and I've gone at least 2 weeks. Okay, let me not go that far. If I'm still struggling with that, but now it's lighter because I've already overcame 2 weeks, and I'm not thinking the same. I'm not in the same mind frame that I was where I started. This is my issue. I'm dealing with fear of failure. I've already, went through 2 weeks in my goal where I'm overcoming it. Now I'm going to start seeing myself more into the future of saying, okay, wait, I'm no longer that fearful. So maybe now I can do this, right? Maybe now, and you're able to see a whole wider perspective of where that issue that I was struggling with, which was fear of failure, is no longer going to be a blockage for me, because I've already went through, and I built resilience, and I became stronger. So I reframed my mindset, my thoughts, and now I can see more into my future without the issue that I was dealing with. And even if it's still there, now it's to a minimum. It's not as strong as it was when I first began. So, just taking small steps every day into healing whatever issue you're struggling with is going to make a big difference. Even in a couple of days, if you can keep up with your goal, you can see the difference. You can feel the difference. It's not only that you're gonna, see small changes, but you're gonna start feeling different. You're not gonna be feeling as shitty as you are while you're still struggling with the issue, because once you've really focused and once you're really truly invested on healing that part of you, that issue that you're dealing with, whatever little tiny steps you take, it advances you a little bit more into detaching, into healing that inner core issue. And you're gonna feel way better. You're gonna be feeling way better, because you feel like scales fall off of you in a way. So you keep focusing on that goal, and before you know it, you will overcome that whatever issue you're dealing with. Okay. All right. So my next thing that I was going to speak about was you have to evaluate the state of mind that you're in. And maybe this, this helps a little bit. How are you looking? How is your state of mind about the issue? How are you looking at this issue? This issue that you're struggling with. How are you looking at it? Are you looking at it in both perspectives, in the positive aspect, in the negative aspect? Are you looking at it from the middle way? Let's say there's a scale, right? There's the issue, there's you, and then there's the right and the left. Or what is positive and what is negative. What it's taking from you and what it's giving you. Are you looking at this issue correctly? What is your state of mind about the issue? Are you really truly examining this issue that you're struggling with? You have to look at it and say, what are you giving me? What is it that you're giving me? And you can, again, the journaling comes in handy because you can write it down. And you can write down, okay, this issue has given me this and this and this and this. And what is this issue taken away from me? What has this issue that I'm struggling with, how much has it taken from me? And again, you write it down, and just so your state of mind about this issue matters. It is very important because in a way you have to see it from a higher perspective. And that's the best way I can describe on how to see it from a higher perspective, where there's a scale, you have the plus, you have the negative. You have what it gives you, you have what it takes from you. It's a scale. There's the issue, there's you, there's what it gives you, and there's what it's taken from you. How can you change? If you like what it's giving you, can you change that? Can you make it better? How can you change what it's taken from you? Okay. Can you shift anything that this issue has been taken from you? Can you better anything that is given you? So you have to look at it from that point of view, because it is going to help you to stick to your goal. If you are fully conscious and you examine your state of mind into how you're seeing this issue that you're struggling with, whenever you go to make a goal for this, to overcome your struggle, to completely, dissect it and heal it, you're going to have to see it from a higher perspective. There's no way around it. Just like there's no way around you going within, and even if it's painful, you're going to have to dig it out and admit to yourself and accept certain things that you have not been able to accept, certain facts that you have not been able to even look at. So seeing this issue that you're struggling with, from a higher perspective, what your state of mind is towards this issue. You cannot hate the issue that you're struggling with, because if you hate it, you're not even going to be able to see it, and you're not going to be able to work on it at all, because you hate it so much you just pretend it's not there. Because you hate it so much, you just keep avoiding it. So your state of mind about the issue really, really comes into a level of high importance. If you don't see it as from a higher perspective of things, where you just, okay, you see this issue, and it's good for you to see it as a thing, because then you're able to see, okay, in whatever shape you want to give it, that's fine, and if it's ugly, if it's beautiful, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But you're going to examine this issue. You're going to go in deep and say, okay, what are you giving me? And you can talk to it if you need to. So for you to see it from a higher perspective is very important. So your state of mind about this issue really matters if you're going to make a intentional goal to heal it. you really have to see it with a, how do I say this, from a balanced way of seeing it. You know, just I know that way of thinking has helped me a lot, where I see a scale. You know, there's the issue, there's me, and there's the positives and there's the negatives about the issue that I'm struggling with, and I'm in the middle way. So it's my issue, it's right in front of me, so I have to deal with it, and I have to talk to it, and me and it have to communicate. All right, let's see. You know, so my state of mind about my issue has to be dealt with face to face, and you know, and then I go into details. So, and then I make the goal for myself until I overcome it. So that's very important. Your state of mind about the issue, how you think towards it, how you refer yourself towards it, it really matters. Because even in the most ugliest of issues, that issue deserves a certain type of respect, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with a part of yourself. At the end of the day, you are dealing with your own energy. So you have to treat it with respect. You have to honor it as a part of you, because it is a part of you. As ugly as it is, it's a part of you. As painful as it is, it's a part of you. So you must honor it. You must have a balanced state of mind where you're able to see it face to face and dialogue with it, for you to dissect it. You know, for you to dissect anything, I mean, in literal terms, you know, when they dissect a body, you know, what do? They come face to face with each piece of the whatever, right? And they can be detoured from it. They can be distracted from it. They have to dissect it and find what was the issue of whatever. So that's the way you have to treat it. You have to treat it with honor. You must treat it with respect, with compassion, because it's a part of you. That energy is a part of you. It's a part of you that has been fragmented, that needs to be placed back together, and it needs you to heal. It needs you. That issue needs you, needs your attention. Okay? As dark as it is, it needs you to face it with compassion, with patience, in honor. Okay? Because it's your own energy you're dealing with. So, the last part I want everybody to remember is, if you see this from a higher perspective and stick to your goal, you're going to overcome anything. You can overcome anything. It doesn't matter how long it's been there. It doesn't matter how many lifetimes you struggle with the same thing, and most don't remember. You know, we have a few that do remember past lifetimes and do remember, you know, why they have that issue. So, you know, don't laugh at people when you hear them that they do remember, because they do. But for the ones that don't, you know, just stick to your goal. Stick to that issue, and just dissect it slowly. Dissect it. Please dissect the issue that you're struggling with, because it needs you. It needs your attention. Okay? And remember that the struggle that you're going through does not define you. Okay? Whatever issue you've been struggling with, be it small, tiny, or humongous, ginormous, whatever, it does not define you. It's just a part of you that needs your attention. It's a part of you that needs healing. So your struggle does not define you. Okay? It doesn't matter how outer people judge you. Your struggle does not define who you are. It does not define what you are. Okay? So remember that no matter what you're struggling with, it does not define who you are. You are worthy of kindness. You are worthy of patience. And you are worthy of your own healing. You are worthy of your own love. Okay? And for that to be healed, for anything in you to be healed, it needs you. It needs, most of anything, it needs your attention. It needs your compassion. It needs your focus. It needs your investment. It needs your energy to be able to fully be integrated into the healthy, balanced person that you should become. Because whenever we're so off balance, we're just all over the place. All right, in total chaos. And it's one bad thing after another and blah, blah, blah. We already know the drill with that. So just remember that whatever you're struggling with does not define you, and you are worthy of your own healing. Why not? Who said you couldn't heal? You know, everybody can heal. The problem is that not everybody is willing to do the work. Not everybody's willing to invest in their own healing. And by investing, I mean doing the inner work, you know, truly doing the work, truly being invested in staying focused on, okay, I don't want this in my life anymore. I'm tired of it. And you take the necessary steps to heal whatever issue you're going through, okay? So I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Just wanted to make another video about this. Let's heal the multiple layers of trauma. Hopefully, you know, this helps somebody out there again. And if you are struggling with anything that you need assistance with, a bit of guidance with, you can reach out to me. Again, my email should be on this video. You can reach out to me anytime for whatever insight or guidance I can provide to you. I'll be glad to. So take care of yourself. Keep working on yourself. Don't give up. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate towards yourself. And most of all, remember, nobody else needs you more than you need yourself. Okay? So focus on yourself and focus on your healing and keep going. Keep healing no matter what it takes. Okay? Be fully invested in your own healing, because that's the only way you're going to overcome any issue that you're struggling with. Okay? So I'm going to leave it here, guys. I will see y'all soon. Take care, and most of all, stay grateful out there. Okay? I love y'all and see y'all soon. All right? Bye.